Good morning. I want to thank everyone for coming out here to Dunbar Cave. I know it's a little warm out. If you get too hot, just head right over there to the cave entrance where it is 56 degrees year-round. Now, did you all know that there are 54 state parks in Tennessee, 12 of which are designated natural areas? Dunbar Cave is one of those 12. Did you also know that the history of the cave can be dated back to 10,000 BC? So in the late 1970s, there was an archaeological dig at the mouth of the cave. That's when they found artifacts dating back to the Paleo-Indian era, which was from 10,000 to 8,000 BC. They've also found pictograms in the cave that have been dated back to the Mississippian era. Now that was from 800 AD to 1550 AD. The Mississippians were considered to be the last of the prehistoric Indian times. Now those pictograms depicted spiritual and religious activities that took place not only at the cave entrance, but within the cave. Now if we go a little bit closer to our own time frame, let's jump to 1784, when a man named Thomas Dunbar purchased the land for him and his family. Now the only problem with Mr. Dunbar is he forgot to get the deed to the land. So in 1792, a land surveyor named Robert Nelson came here. While he was surveying the land, he realized that Mr. Dunbar did not have the deed. So he claimed the land for himself. A legal battle ensued, and in the end, the U.S. government sided with Robert Nelson, kicking Dunbar and his family off the land. Of course, you can tell because we're at Dunbar Cave, the cave did keep his name. Sometime in the early to mid-1800s, the cave and the land was purchased by the Idaho Springs Corporation. They built a hotel on the land. The original hotel did burn down in 1900. They had picnics, music festivals, dances, all right here where you're sitting in the 1800s and early 1900s. Once the hotel was rebuilt, they decided they needed to make the resort even more attractive. So in 1926, the Idaho Springs Corporation built Swan Lake. Then in 1933, they increased the size of the lake. They built what is now the Visitor Center. Only at that point, the Visitor Center was a bathhouse. Right in front of the Visitor Center, where all the flowers are, that used to be a swimming pool. The Idaho Springs Corporation kept the park until 1948. In 1948, Opry legend Roy Acuff purchased the property. Now, under Roy Acuff's management, every Friday, right here where we're at, they had a square dance. Every Saturday was a round dance. And if you guys look right behind me, you're gonna see the stage. Every Sunday, stars from the Grand Ole Opry would come to Clarksville to perform at Dunbar Cave. During this time, there were cave tours. And Roy Acuff also had Swan Lake Golf Course built to help increase business. In 1966, Roy Acuff sold Dunbar Cave to a man named McKay King. Now, Mr. King kept the property from 1966 up until his death in 1971. At that time, his widow inherited the cave and the 110 acres surrounding it. His widow, however, did not care about operating the park. So she let it fall into some pretty bad disrepair in those couple of years. In 1973, the state of Tennessee approached the widow and offered to buy the cave and the 110 acres surrounding it. Obviously, she sold it to the state. At that point, the state designated it a natural area. They continued the cave tours. They also started having programs, fishing in the pond. The state also had concerts here. In 2001, due to budget cuts, the park did close for 1 year. Obviously, since we're here, it did reopen. In 2010, a bat within the cave was found to have white nose syndrome. White nose syndrome is a white fungus that grows on the nose, wings, and ears of bats. It is fatal to most all bats. It is also believed that humans can transfer white nose syndrome from an infected area to an uninfected area. So unfortunately, all cave tours have stopped. There is no known date for when or if they will ever resume. At this time, every bat in the cave is infected. But even though you can't tour the cave, there is still plenty to do at Dunbar Cave. There are hiking trails, 3 of them. There are also 7 picnic areas, along with a multitude of free programs throughout the year. During the summer, there are 10 to 12 free programs offered at the park. So next time y'all are walking around the park, just look around and imagine all the memories and history that's been made here. And think about all the memories that are yet to be made. Thank you guys so much and have a great day. Note cards and audience.